Good morning, welcome to another video. As you can see, I'm down a small river. This is the new ticket that I've recently got. This is the River Arrow. Now I've come out, I've got 3 hours tops this morning, it's about 9:30 now, to just see what we can winkle out. So yeah, I'm having a wander down the stretch. I've baited a couple of, perhaps 4 spots so far. We'll have a little wander a little bit further down, but how chubby does that look? Got to stick a bit of bait in here, haven't we? Bait today is going to be mashed bread. Bread for the hook. That's it. I'm going to keep it nice and simple today. Now, I have fished this stretch in the past, 4 or 5 years ago. Very long time ago. So I do vaguely remember it, although it has changed a lot in that time. And even then, I only probably fished it 4 or 5 times. But watercraft tells me there'll be some chub under there. Right, we'll go and have a look a little bit further down. But as I say, I've only got 3 hours really tops today, so I can't, can't fish too many swims. We'll just see what else is further down the stretch. I have found another cracking looking swim over there. Very snaggy. We'll get a bit of bait in here. I'll perhaps have a go. Just got some very stodgily mixed up mashed bread. Just putting it sort of upstream of where I want to fish. We'll fish perhaps just drop in that gap there. See if we can tempt some chub out. Now, I think chub are going to be the targets today. This was quite a chubby stretch, I seem to remember. There's some trout in here as well. I seem to remember, but obviously we're not targeting them. But as for other species, really not sure. As I say, I only fished it 4 or 5 times and caught chub on several occasions. It's going back, as I say, 4 or 5 years. Right, I think stop waffling, shall we? Get on with it, we haven't got long. So, gear, I have my trusty Dower Power Mesh 1 3/4 rod, 12 foot. GSBR LT even, 3000 reel. Now it has a bait runner function on it, and I don't use it generally when I'm doing this sort of fishing. What I like to do is use it for that, really. Just to get line off the spool quickly. I do like these reels, lovely reels, and they're multifunctional as well. I can use them, for barbel fishing and stuff. Now I've got on here my standard running ledger rig, which is very useful for fishing lots of different swims. It's very adjustable. You can adjust the effective length of the hook link. God, I can't get my words out this morning. Very quickly. I made a video of how to tie this up, so I'll link you in up there and down in the description as well. If you want to go and have a look, that's over on the Fishing Tips, Tackle and Tactics channel, sister channel. It's a bit easier than trying to show you on the bank. Right, as I say, we've just chucked a bit of bait in there. Oh, the rest of the gear I've got on here, line, etc., hooks, feeders, etc. I'll stick it all down in the description so you can go and have a look at your leisure, should you wish, exactly what I'm using. Right, I think what we're going to do, pop back to the previous swim. That's at about 10 minutes to settle. Now we'll go and fish that one, perhaps come back here and then work our way up the stretch. I think that's a plan. Right, let's see how the River Arrow responds to a bit of mashed bread. Looking forward to getting down here for weeks now, but I didn't fancy coming when it was up, purely because I'm not familiar with it. And obviously I've got no experience to go on with the local height gauges. So I've just been keeping an eye on things and waited till it got down to what seemed like a reasonable level. And it's a lovely colour. I shall have to make a note of this. What I do is just make a note on my phone, River Arrow, this height on the whatever gauge, nice colour, nice height, and good result, hopefully. Catch a few fish. Fingers crossed. Right, I'm going with my usual small feeder approach. Right, just going to drop this in there, let it sort of trundle under there. I have no idea how deep it is. About 3 or 4 foot, I feel of that. Right, we're fishing. Hopefully, we can have a fish or two out. I'm not going to be greedy first trip, but some bites and or some fish would be nice. Right, I think I'm going to call it there. We've had a couple of casts. We'll give it 10 minutes. I've not had the merest indication of anything on the quiver tip. Nothing at all. If I had, I'd probably stay a bit longer. If I'd had a few taps or a few rattles. Perhaps there's some fish about. So, I think with that, we'll have a move. We'll get a bit further downstream. Fish that swim we've just baited, and then, as I say, we'll have a rogue up the stretch, and then all the swims we get to up there will have been baited for longer and longer and longer. It is brightening up a bit, bizarrely. So I'm still at it. Couple of rattles in that one swim so far, and that's been it. So it's a nice little swim. There's some old dead and dying reed beds above us. Dead tree over there. Cover on the other side over there as well. Did drop a bit of bait in here, so we'll see if anything's got on that. I remember that dead tree from last time I fished here. Can't believe it's still here. Right, let's flick this in. It's almost a bit of a pool in here. There's a nice depth there. There's about 4 or 5 foot there, I'd say. Right. Cross your fingers. We can winkle a fish out. It's definitely brightening up a bit. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, as I say, but it definitely looks like it's brightening up now. Just tighten down to that feeder. It's got a very light feeder on at the moment. Just 20 grams is doing the job. Right, that looked like a bite, didn't it? We're in. We're in. God, it's going crazy. Whoa. I think this might be a trout. It just jumped out. God, whatever it is, it's a size. Blimey. No, it's not, it's a chub. Well, I've never had a chump launch itself out of the water like that before. God, it looks a nice one. Feels a nice one. God, that's the result. Fantastic. Oh, that's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. Well, how's about that? That is a cracking fish. Wonderful, long fish. What a scrap. That was absolutely fantastic. He's like a block of ice as well. This might tell me something about the water temperature, perhaps I should do it, but that's absolutely fantastic. I made up with that. He's 3.5 pounds, I should think. That's cracking. Fantastic. Right, we'll get him down here, rest him up. Maybe we can winkle another one out, who knows. Once again, as I say quite often, it don't take long when you're in the right place. That was first cast. Yeah, it doesn't take long. Just got him in the edge down here in the net, just resting up, just in case there's a chance of another one in here. You never know. That was quite quick, and he might not be down there on his own. We've got the whole pool to fish as well. But no cover or anything particular, just dropped in the middle of this pool. I say it's just shallow, a bit shallower up there, a few reed beds, old dead and dying reed beds, well, dead by this time of year. But he went absolutely crazy, he just launched himself out of the water as soon as I struck into him. Very bizarre. Never had a chub do that before. Sort of made me think it was a trout because I didn't see it. Sort of caught it in the corner of my eye. I've been at it an hour and a half now. It's the first proper bite we've had. Swim number 5. It often pays, especially when you're doing a bit of exploring. Just cover as much water as you can. Kiss as many frogs as you can. Often on these little rivers though, it's one fish and then you've wrecked the swim really. He's charged about all over the place, and if there are any more down there, then he's probably disturbed them, but worth 5 or 10 minutes just to find out. As I said, it's the first swim we've had a bite in, so I'm not going to run away from it too quickly. I'm fishing a swim like this where there's a bit of a run to cast to. You know, we've got perhaps 20 metres or something we can fish along. I always like to start at the top. Again, use the flow to your advantage. The feeder's spilling out mashed bread, it will trot off downstream, or trundle off downstream, I should say. And obviously start fishing at the top of the swim like I've cast in. Only a couple of metres downstream, caught that fish. So there's perhaps some fish holding further downstream which we can now target. Whereas if we start off at the bottom of the swim and you catch something, you've got to drag it past all the fish that are in here, or potentially in here. That's why I always like to start at the top of the run. For those 2 reasons really. But that's great to have caught for lots of reasons really. Firstly, at least we know we're going to get bites, or can get bites in the day, during the day. We know this is a nice height. Been very positive really. If we'd gone home on a blank, it would have been a bit sort of not sure what to do next. But as we've caught a fish, as I say, we now know that they do feed in these conditions. We just tried down the bottom of the pool, I think, for 5 minutes. A bit of cover down there. I'll cast just off that bit of cover. It looks like we're done in here. Alright. Missed it. Oh, we just had a bite right down there. Missed it. Ah, that's frustrating. I think I was a bit quick on that. Should have let it develop a bit. I was a bit shocked to be getting a bite, to be honest. fingers crossed. Hopefully I'll come back for another munch. No, whatever we had that other bite off is not interested anymore. Whether we spooked it or what, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it was really, but time for a move. I think we've given it at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes since we caught this fish. We'll get him back. He's very keen to go. He's been ragging away at the the net. That's a cracking fish, that is. Back you go, chap. Go on. Fantastic. Right, we'll try one or two more swims before we make a move. Right, well, little swim here, which I've not baited up. It just looks like it's worth 5 minutes. Just a bit of faster water, just opening up into a bit of slower water again. Could be worth a go, isn't it? Just a bit of a crease on that far side as well. I reckon it might be worth 5 minutes. Depth in there, but not too much. You never know. Alright. Alright. Oh my god, what's that? Almost pulled the rod in. Well, that's something in here, clearly. You can probably guess what it is. Blimey. I have no idea I missed it. I am hedging my bets once again with hook size. If I thought we were just going to catch chub, I would probably put a size 6 on. But I'm just not sure what we'll catch in here. So I didn't want to put a massive great hook on and then perhaps preclude catching some smaller species, or perhaps some nice roach, nice dace, who knows what. So this maybe that this is chub and the size 12 that I've got on is perhaps a little bit small, which is why I missed a couple of bites. Perhaps change over if we miss another one. I've not pre-baited this swim either, just fishing this off the cuff really. Just noticed it as I was walking past. Bit of slack, bit of flow. Flow just slows down a little bit. Enters a pool. So obviously once again if we're using the flow, just get the smell of that mashed bread going down into the pool and perhaps follow it up and see how a bit of flake sat there on the bottom. Oh, a proper pull then. Oh my god. Bumped it off. Just felt a little thump. It didn't feel very big, to be honest. I think it might be chublets. Clanging bites though. Yeah, I've got a feeling this is little chub. I think it's I did feel something on there and then it was just a little gentle thump. Quite rapid bites as well, aren't they? Which is indicative of smaller fish. No, nothing else. I think we've upset whoever that was. So we'll not finish on a missed bite. We'll try one more swim just on the way back to the car. Well, the rain is back. Back to stay, I think, this time. We'll, as I say, we'll just have 5 minutes in this last swim. Just dropped a bit of bait in here earlier. With 5 minutes, perhaps, if we get any indications. God, let's take a chunk out my finger. Let's see what we can do in here, if anything. Be nice not to finish on a missed bite, wouldn't it? Right, I was on the tip. Well, that was a thump, wasn't it? We're in. Blimey. Cool. Didn't take long, did it? Cool. Well, it's the first very powerful run, and it doesn't feel massive, no? Hey, I'll settle for that. Presume it's a chub. Feels like a chub. Oh, he's trudging off upstream now. God, what a scrap. What a scrap. I haven't seen him yet. Just staying very deep. Go. Where are you? Oh, he's right down by my feet. Go, what a scrap. That was a nice fish, that's why. Come on. Trying to get us in every snag, every... Come on. God, what a scrap. Oh, that's a cracker. That's a cracker. Wow. Well, that's about that. Just put this one on the scales because he looked like a 4, and he is 4.2. £4.2. What a cracking session that has been for a bit of an explore down here for the first time in about 4 or 5 years. That's absolutely cracking. Wonderful stuff. Right, we've got to give it 5 more minutes, haven't we? But I think we're probably done with that. But yeah, we'll give it 5 more down here. We'll get him in the edge. We'll just have one more cast along here, just see if we can winkle his big brother out. I could tell he was a decent fish the way he fought. Blimey. Where he was just hugging the deeper water out there. Right, literally 5 minutes. Much different bite to that bite we missed in the previous swim. That's what makes me think that was chublets in that previous swim. Certainly smaller chub anyway. Not that I mind catching modest sized chub. But yeah, great to know there's some fish like that about as well, isn't it? Blimey. Fantastic. Right, 5 minutes. God, it's got a right chunk out of my finger. What I've done, it won't stop bleeding either. Sign of age when you cut yourself and you don't even know how you did it. Completely out of the blue as well, that bite. From nothing to bang, bang, whack. No, that's it. The rain's coming. I need to go. the rain is coming and I need to be going. We've certainly learnt a lot about this river today, just in 3 hours. But yeah, time's caught up with us. Have another quick look at this fish before we put him back. It's a proper chub. Proper chub, that is. Fantastic. Right, he's been resting up here. He's well rested. Off he goes. Fantastic. That's been very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. Nice short session down here. I shall be back. I shall try and get back before the end of the season. And as I say, it's almost clear enough to do some trotting. So we may well bring the trotting gear, perhaps some mashed bread, perhaps some maggots. Who knows? But that'll be for another time. For now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support. And I'll see you again very soon.